Are you ready to sell your home, but are you nervous about putting it on the market because we're in a recession? Well, stay tuned because I'm going to share with you my top tips to selling your home despite the recession. I'm Alexis Hart McDowell. I'm a real estate attorney and investor located here in Chicago, and I'm here to help you build wealth through real estate and entrepreneurship. So, whether you're selling, buying, or investing, reach out to me so I can help add value to your transaction. I'm at enterpriseesquire.com, and I look forward to being of service to you. Now, let's jump right into these tips. So, the first tip that I have to share with you is you're going to have to be patient. That's right, be patient. Homes on average are on the market for 59 days here in Chicago. That is more than twice the amount they were on the market this same time last year. So, from the time that you put your house on the market to the time you receive an offer may be 2 months. And you're going to have to be okay with that and be patient about it. When a good, viable offer comes along, be ready to entertain it. And how are you going to prepare yourself? Number one, you're going to understand your numbers. That's right, more than you ever have before. Call your mortgage lender right now and request a payoff statement just to see how much you could potentially net from the sale of your home. You want to understand your closing costs, your transfer taxes, how much you have to pay for a survey. You also want to understand what your realtor fees are. Once you get all of those costs and expenses, add them up so that you can see what you can potentially net from this deal. That's going to help you determine what is a good deal and what is one that is not going to work for you. Number three, be prepared to handle affordable repairs. That's right. It's not a seller's market anymore where buyers were buying homes in any condition as is with no inspections. That's just not the case. So if the buyer requests certain repairs at this point, you definitely want to consider them as long as they don't negatively impact you. All right. What that means is that you're going to have to work that deal a little bit longer than you would have previously. For example, now that the house is going to be on the market for a minimum of 60 days before you get an offer, you want any offer that comes along that's good, you want to be able to work that offer by considering affordable repairs instead of just saying no and it going back on the market for another 60 days. So that's why you want to try to work any good offer that comes along. Number four, you want to be able to negotiate your closing costs. Okay. That means the buyer is going to come to you and say, hey, I need you to pay some closing costs on my behalf because interest rates are high. So their loan amounts have gone down. What the buyer can be approved for as far as a loan amount has gone down. So you want to understand closing costs. You want to entertain them, but you also need to understand what your max is, that it's just not going to be a viable, make it work out to be a viable deal for you. So don't be afraid to say no, but you definitely want to consider them and perhaps do a counter offer. All right. Lastly, you want to make sure you have the right skilled professionals on your team, such as myself, a real estate attorney with 20 years of experience who understands how to negotiate in a recession and outside of a recession. Let me add value to your transaction. You also want to have the right real estate broker on your team. That is critically important when selling your home during a recession. They need to understand how to negotiate, how to communicate with the buyer's broker, how to really work every angle of this deal so that your house gets sold and you get the proceeds. So, those are my top tips for selling your home during a recession. Let's recap. Number one, be patient. Homes are on the market for more than twice as long as they were this time last year. Number two, understand your numbers. You want to understand all of the fees, costs, and expenses that you'll be responsible for to help you understand whether or not this is going to be a good deal for you or one that you'll have to walk away from. Number three, be open to handling affordable repairs that the buyer may request. It's not a seller's market anymore, so you're going to have to be amenable to working through some requests from the buyer. Number four, be sure to negotiate the closing costs. You don't have to accept any and every closing cost that the buyer puts on the table if you're not in a desperate situation. So be fair, but also just consider the request and see what it is you can and won't do. Lastly, make sure you have the right skilled professionals on your team, namely me as your real estate attorney, and get the right real estate broker who can represent you to the best of their abilities and get your interests handled through the sale of your home. All right. So, once again, I'm attorney Alexis Hart McDowell. It'd be my pleasure to represent you on the purchase, sale, or investment property. So, reach out to me at enterpriseesquire.com. Thank you and have a great day.